It's time to get this turbo mounted on this engine. So we're gonna have to go and cut these little ridges here. I think this one and maybe even this one here. We're gonna have to grind these down a little bit to make room for the compressor housing on the turbo. You only have to do this if you want to keep AC, which we want to keep AC out here. As it currently sits, we can't even get the turbo on the engine because it just keeps hitting here. So we're just gonna take out little by little until we can get the turbo mounted. Alright guys, we got some good news and some bad news. Good news is we don't have to notch the block. The turbo won't fit that way no matter what way, no matter how much we remove from the block itself on the webbing or the compressor housing, it won't fit. I took a good chunk off of the B18 and it just hits here anyway, so not gonna work. Kind of regretting that I did that, but either way, we flipped the turbo over on the manifold and it's looking much better. We're still hitting down here on the AC compressor. It's very tight, but we can make that work. We can still grind down. We still have more material to grind down on the compressor housing, but the bigger problem that I'm seeing now is there's two things. There's no radiator in the car right now, and just looking here, there's not going to be enough room for a dual core radiator. The turbo sticks out way too far, so we're just going to have to go ahead and get a single core radiator, just like how the Civics come, which is no big deal there. Then the other big problem that I'm seeing is this AC hardline right here is right in the direct path of where our downpipe is supposed to be. So we're gonna have to get creative with how we do this. I'm sure we can figure it out, but we're absolutely not running this car without AC. So I'm glad we did this. This was fun to do, but we have a B18 to tear down, and hopefully maybe even get this transmission installed today so we can get this dang thing on the road. So I'm thinking for now, instead of fighting with the turbo stuff and waiting on radiators and parts and stuff, we might just throw the stock manifold on, back on the car, and there, hopefully you guys can hear me better. So instead of waiting for the parts, the radiator, the things that we're gonna need for the turbo, I think we're just gonna throw the stock exhaust manifold on for now, just so that we can get a shakedown on the car to make sure that it's even gonna be road ready, because yeah, it's getting a new engine, but there are a ton of other things that are 30 years old at this point. So we got to get this car a good shakedown and see if it's even going to be reliable enough to get us around town. So that's going to be the plan for now. I'm going to go ahead and order the single core radiator. The downpipe is something I'm going to have to just make, which I'm not sad about. I've been wanting something to cut up and weld, and this will be the perfect thing to do. So I'm excited to tear this B18 down to see what it looks like on the inside, because I mean guys, it cannot be good. If you guys saw my last video, you saw how much oil was on the outside of this thing. It looks much better now thanks to the pressure washer and degreaser, but still, when we drained the oil pan, took the oil pan down on this, it was pretty bad in there. So let's see what we can find, if there's anything major. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of work our way from the top down. So we're gonna start by getting this intake manifold off. Then we're gonna go with the cams, and then the head, and then we're gonna flip it over and start getting the crankshaft out. The cylinders themselves actually look really good. A little bit wet from pressure washing But yeah, definitely so far everything's looking reusable. Now it's time to flip this guy over, ruin my floors, and see what the crank looks like. That's what we're all here for. There's all RTV here in the oil area. You should not have RTV in your oil pan area. Because what happens is if you have excess RTV in your oil pan, it'll get sucked up into this pickup tube and clog it. And next thing you know, your engine is starved of oil. Here's the surprise oil pickup tube. Don't see any debris in there, but who knows? Maybe it all came out already. The way too dark oil pan baffle. Piston number 4. That oil ring is looking crusty. Piston rod number 3. Again, same story. That oiling ring looks crusty. But other than that, these are actually in really good shape. As far as I could see anyway at a quick glance. Number 2. And number 1. Really good shape. I mean, these are definitely reusable 100%, but don't know if we will be doing that. Get you guys off the tripod here now. So check it out. These bearings did their job. There are some very minor scoring in these first 3, but then you go over to the first 2, or the ones that would be on the timing side. Dude, that is like, yikes. That is some heat right there, guys. I don't know if the camera's gonna even pick it up. Same thing with this. These are the bearings. So this one you can actually see the copper material in there. But they did their job, boys, because the crank is looking pretty good. I don't see any scoring at all anywhere. So 100% going to be reusing this and building this block, this B18 block for big power. Now let's check out the rod bearings. So this is an order from cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. Check out cylinder number 1, guys. That bearing, oof, that bearing's seen some heat. So it is cylinder number 2. Yuck. Number 3 as well. And last, oh wait, where's the bearing? Cylinder number 4 didn't have a bearing. We discovered a lot about this B18 and the history of the Integra, and we also discovered that the turbo project is not going to go the way we intended. So we got a lot covered today. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and when I come back I will be getting that transmission thrown into that car. If you guys are liking the engine teardown video, leave a like, and I will catch you guys later.